So basically, I'll start. It's a frenzy build, and it's a cold element build. You can do other elements. You can do physical. You can do fire. You can do lightning, and so yeah. But I prefer cold, and there's one specific reason why. Because of the freeze, the chance of freeze. With this frenzy build, the freeze part, it's really nice because especially not so much with the elites. The elites you can handle, especially because you're using fierce charge. So as you saw, like some of your elites were leaving, or they were like on this side, and so you just fierce charge, and it's no big deal. But with the goblins, when you get a goblin pack or when you get some goblin, the freeze is really nice. Like if you don't have the freeze, it's just gonna keep moving. Like it's gonna be hard to really DPS it. But with the freeze, it actually freezes, and it stands there, it sits there, and so the freeze and then the little bit of the smite, it helps. So the smite here. I'll show you why, because of the stun effect. So the stun effect and then the freeze is just really nice put together. So that's why I prefer cold. And then the added bonus reason why you want cold or you prefer cold is because the sidearms, it, it's cold element on that. So it's really nice. The rest don't have any side DPS throwing something whatever. So this is the only one. So it's you're buffing the right damage. So, but if you don't have this, go ahead and try it. I mean, I tried a whole bunch. I tried different ones. Let's see. It's only gonna matter what element you go. It's only gonna matter on your amulet and your bracers, and then your glove. If you go fire, then you would use these right here. Uh, if you go lightning, then if you go lightning or physical, then the best glove for you is gonna be either stone gauntlets or uh, or these right here. These first, and then the stone gauntlets. But as you saw, you don't need the defensive buff, so that's why cold just makes more sense, right? For this build. Gems is going to be your bane of the trap, simplicity, and then this one right here. The Marinade. This one is awesome because it clears. It's like your AOE for this build. It's huge damage, and as you saw, if you notice, it procs like crazy. So it's an awesome AOE. If you don't have a high level Marinade, go with Golgop. That's going to be your second best choice. Weapons, you're limited to the weapons. You have to use these two right here. There's no choice. There's really no choice. Um, NGM, we all know what it does, and then Oath Keeper, you need it. And the reason you can't trade these off or cube one of these is because you gotta cube the Bastion Reaver, so you're not gonna use the two-hander. We are gonna be using the Undisputed Champion. The Undisputed Champion is awesome because you get all the runes, you get the speed buff, so uh, times 10. So again, 5 movement speed for each stack. So you get 10 stacks. So that's 50 movement speed buff. That's 2.5 times 10, 25% um, stacks. So 25 damage buff. And then this is just really nice. to have that stun effect, like I said, and then obviously the sidearms. So it's really convenient to have this. I tried different belts. I did try not to go with it. I tried Witch and Hour. I tried a whole bunch of variations. As you see, I have a mess on my stash here because I was just trying all kinds of stuff. Tried all kinds of stuff. So. So yeah, obviously I prefer the ice climbers over any other boots. Not because they're cold, but because it just helps if you're gonna get if you're not on ignore pain that short little bit of time or Wrath of the Berserker and you get uh the the freeze things, you just won't get frozen, so you don't really have to worry about it. But they're awesome, so they're good. Little tidbit. On this belt, notice that Um, I rolled off a. I had all resist, and I rolled it off, and I kept the life and the vit and the strength. You want to keep as high as life as possible. Um, and anywhere you can pick, kind of start. I think it's the only spot. So the only spot for that. Oh, here, life. You get life. Go with life. Why? Because of the gem. So increase the second thing hits with primary abilities heal you for 4% of your maximum health. So maximum health. So you wanna max on your health right here, where possible. Well, this is just like minor stuff, so right. But I'm here to share my little tricks. I did, as you can see, I did go with fancy damage on both. So do that for more DPS on this. Uh, and then use your best LoN rings. I I got pretty lucky on DPS wise. I wish the strength was cooldown or something else, but hey, I can't complain, right? Uh, for the belt, we're gonna do keep the product caches and then use ignore pain. So that's pretty awesome. And here, Band of Might, I tested when I tested a whole bunch of stuff, but I tested this exact same build, and the only thing I changed was convention of elements. I can run it, I can play it, but it gets sticky sometimes. I mean, uh, right now I can tank explosions. I can pretty much just tank everything, and I really care about this. I don't worry about this. And then because we're moving so fast, I mean, it was nice to run the convention of elements, uh, but it wasn't worth it. It wasn't that much faster, that much noticeable, and I died. I because I didn't have the band of might. So when I tested it with this, I tested a few runs, and I was dying more often than I wanted to, and so the damage increase didn't really. It wasn't that great of beneficial. It was more beneficial to have the damage reduction uh, instead of the 4 seconds of that awesome DPS. So so that's why I recommend stick with this right here. Stick with Bantamite. This shoulder right here, you won't be able to get it unless you saved it from prior patches, but don't worry. You can go over here and you can keep, and then you can. Here we go. Is it this one? It's the corruption one, right? Not the 7 cents. I think either. No, no, yeah, yeah. You want the corruption. Okay, so you can craft the corruption one, and basically you want the pickup radius 6%. It just helps to when you're farming, you don't have to like you could. It just speeds everything up. You know, basically, it just speeds everything up because you pick up the gloves faster. Um, so That's basically, in other words, because I tried when I initially started, I was trying to use this ring right here so I can give my pickup radius up. Just because they're speed runs, you just want to go fast, not really worry about picking up the globes. But this is good enough right here. You're really not going to be going. You're not going to be really focusing on picking up the globes. All you're going to be doing is just moving around, and you're going to just pick them up as you go. So, so that works. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's it right there. Um, Now build. Uh, Pretty straightforward. You use Fierce Charge to move around. You use Sprint to boost your speed to move around. It's with all Torment rifting builds. You're focused on speed because of NGM. You want to move to the next elite as quick as possible. So you minimize the downtime and maximize on your DPS from basically Wrath of the Berserker, right? Bravado, or for the speed, and for the toughness. Bloodshed. I'm like I'm like 95% sure that this procs bloodshed as well. When it procs and it hits, if it crits, it'll proc bloodshed. Someone confirmed on that. I'm pretty sure Neutral mentioned it. I'm like I said, 95% sure. I'm like 5% doubt that it doesn't, but but it works either way. Either way, however it works. Marinade works awesome. So, but yeah, but bloodshed also with your frenzy attacks works. I mean, I tried going Curiosity. It was just it was a little bit faster, but the speed was faster, but obviously bloodshed did more utility for me than the rest. And then Berserker Rage, you're gonna be max fear all the time. Ruthless, awesome DPS. Rampage, up like 98% of the time. Full boon, you know why. So that's the build. Uh, like I said, I rather go cold, but you can go other elements if you know. It's really depends on your amulet. I find that it really depends on your amulet, what element you'll be able to go with, because it's hard to get ancient and then these kind of stats, right? So you're gonna go with whatever element amulet you have. Or if you don't have an amulet, you can always go with well, this is a sword and board passive. You wouldn't use this Hellfire, but if you have a with these stats, strength, critical hit damage, or any amulet, then you can use that, and then just choose the bracer element. But yeah, I always find that for LoN builds, amulets kind of determine the element you're able to do. Let's see. I think that's it. I want go with rubies. Depending on your paragon, depending on your paragon level, uh, you might not be able to do as well as I did. Also depends on your gem levels. Um, but anyways, this is just oh, and I use the scoundrel. I just use that. Don't die. I really don't care about this. I don't care about these. The only reason I'm using it is because the critical hit chance increase. That's it. Uh, so that's the only reason I'm using them. And so, so yeah. And I'm sticking to the original transmogs. GG, right? All right, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you try it out, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try to help you guys. All right, take it easy.